So, I guess this is going to be the second video I've done on this. So people talking about coaching hires for the team. I think a lot of people, including myself, have been wondering who are they going to get or why are they going to get them. So I'm going to go over the 4 best chances or biggest coaches that they might get. But first, I want to talk about Jedd Fisch. People say Jedd Fisch, that he'd leave Washington for Florida. I don't think that's going to happen. He literally just got to Washington. He literally, I think, maybe not him, but somebody committed a bunch of money just so he can continue having things there. I don't think he's leaving. Like, that would be, I don't think that, I can't remember a time where that's actually ever happened. And of course, I haven't really researched it or been alive very long to know, but I just don't think that he'd be leaving a school a year after getting there just to coach a whole nother team with a whole nother, it would take him at least 2 years to get it up and running. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that's happening. And then, yeah, okay. So that's out of the way. So now we're going to get to the 4 people. So the first person is Eli Drinkwitz. Is a career record of 43-22 with a 3-0 start for this year. He is currently the head coach of the Missouri Tigers. This is the last person I want as a team coach. Not because I don't believe in him, just because I think it would be, he kind of reminds me of Dan Mullen, and I'm not sure if it's just because he kind of looks like him or what. But I think it would take him a fat minute to actually get going and get the team going, and I don't really think that the school or the team has that really time to wait. I don't really know what his offensive play style calling is. I don't really know anything about his teams. I do know that he has to recruit within the state of Missouri and outside the state of Missouri to be competitive in the Southeastern Conference. I think last year was one of his best years, beating Ohio State in the, Cotton Bowl. And this year they are number 7. Yeah, I don't, that's a no for me. The second one, the third one is going to be Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn, I would put above Eli because Gus has coaching experience in the Southeastern Conference. He can recruit. He's already in the state of Florida, so he already knows all that fun stuff. His offenses are pretty good. He's got 104 and 54 win percentage. That's pretty good, I'd say. He coached at Auburn. He now coaches at UCF. And I can't remember where else he coached. I only remember the last 2. Auburn, UCF. I feel like there's another one, or else I'm just crazy. But he'd be another one. I think he'd be better than Eli. The second one, I guess, would be Golesh. Alex Golesh. Currently the head coach of the USF Bulls. USF essentially is one of the worst teams in the Power 5 for whatever, and he is bringing them back to not being shit. I would akin Alex's work at USF to what Matt Rule did at Temple. Now, I don't think Alex is going to go undefeated with USF, which I don't think they can because they lost to Alabama this year. But I do think that the way that he conducts his offense and having a Josh Heupel-like offense and reviving pretty much a dead program is kind of a wild thing, and I think that that's probably would give him, putting him in the driver's seat at UF would be fertile grounds for a new offense. They just have to they already have a quarterback, assuming DJ doesn't leave. And yeah, I just think it would work better. And then the last one is everyone's favorite, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin holds a 99-49 win streak, or 99-49 win-loss split. He's coached at FAU, I think USC, Tennessee. I think he had a stint with the Raiders. I think he coached with Nick Saban at Alabama, and now he's currently at Ole Miss. People want him because just of his SEC ties and just his whole history within the conference and coaching and players and things of that sort. I think that'd be pretty neat. I don't know how realistically it could happen. I think it has a more realistic chance than Eli or Gus, only because after this year, Ole Miss is probably going to suck again, assuming he doesn't stay there and pull out another guy from the portal, which people are obviously going to leave their teams at the end of the year. And he can definitely reload and rebuild that way. But I think, from what I've read online, he likes to build through high school recruits. And I actually haven't looked into what Ole Miss's high school recruit record stuff is right now. But yeah, he's been pretty good. He's currently Ole Miss they put like 70 points on Furman, which isn't a big deal. They beat Wake Forest, which also isn't a big deal because they're not a good team either. Yeah, I don't know. It would be an interesting sort of scheme scenario that happens if he is there. I'd put my money on Alex Golesh though, only because he's kind of in a position where he can move if he really wanted to, and it really wouldn't be any skin off his back. You wouldn't have to pay him a shit ton of money to be there. You can pay him like the minimum, like, I don't know, $5 million a year for 3 years, and then if he does well, give him more after that. His ability to make offense decent, I guess, would be a positive and a plus. And then giving him better resources that UF has versus USF, I think would elevate his ability to do play calling and plays and whatnot. And then just, of course, being under the Josh Heupel tree of offense would be pretty neat. I want to speak about teams doing this, funnily enough, hiring under a certain coaching tree. So like UF hired Billy McElwain. I can only think of those two, but they're under the Nick Saban coaching tree, and I think this idea of like hiring someone under a certain coaching tree is stupid. The NFL did this a lot with hiring coaches under Bill Belichick. I think was it the Patriots? No, it was the Lions who did this with Matt Patricia. That ended in disaster, and I don't think that they should do that here, which fully knowing the administration, it could definitely happen. That would be a disaster. But of course, then you can say, so why would you just do the same thing with Alex Golesh and Josh Heupel? I'm only doing that for convenience because it actually shows that Alex Golesh can actually put together an offense. Defense, I don't know. But yeah. Anywho, who are your suggestions? What do you think? You think it's a good list, bad list? I didn't name anybody else because everybody else I just think they're not leaving. Like James Franklin. People saying John Gruden. Like, I don't fucking know what's wrong with you, but, you know. That's it. Bye.